Now we get a chance to, 8 games left in the season, and we get a chance to go on the road this week and play against an Auburn team that's playing a lot better than we were early in the year. Have some dynamite scores and Harrell, KT Harrell, and of course they've added Mason to their squad. So you got some guys that are really dangerous on the perimeter, and of course Bowers is a double-double waiting to happen. So it's a team that they led Ole Miss for most of the game at their place, and the previous game they went up to LSU and beat LSU, and we know how it is on the road. So it's a team that's playing much better, and I like to see us continue to play the defense we're playing and really hopefully have some more explosion from the offensive side of the ball. Again, the key is this time of the year you want to keep getting better, and I think a lot of things are starting to come together for this basketball team.
I guess the atmosphere there in Auburn, they've had some sellouts and big crowds maybe they didn't have in the past. Bruce Pearl seems like he's generating a pretty good home court atmosphere.
Yeah, that's a great atmosphere, and I'm sure it's one that their kids are thriving in. I think they're playing with a lot of energy, and so there'll be a lot of energy in the building.
How close to a Bruce Pearl team are they playing? I mean, is it still, you can tell it's still a modified team, or are they playing more?
I think with the players he has, he inherited a team. He brought some guys in there, and they're playing much better than they were early in the year. And I think so. That means the timing of guys really starting to figure out, what it is that he's wanting them to do is starting to take place with their team. They've had some guys that have been injured, so but they're playing good basketball right now.
What kind of players, Harold, as far as style?
He's a guy that can shoot the basketball. He can put it on the floor. The Mason kid can get to the basket. He's an attacking guard, but he also can shoot the perimeter shot. Harold is a guy that's, I think, leading our league in three-point shooting. He lets it fly, and of course they play more up tempo with Bruce. They'll press and they get up and down the floor. So those are their key guys, without a doubt. And then you got Bowers as a pretty skilled forward, big guy that's really skilled. Eats the glass and getting boards and can put it on the floor, and they've got some other guys that step in, and Shamsuddin, he played last year for them, the little left-handed guard, and he's the guy that distributes the basketball. So it's a team that they can shoot the basketball. I mean, they like to shoot three-pointers. I think they average maybe 7 to 8 makes a game. That's big.
You guys have played defense the last few games. Do you change something for them in terms of extending it out more?
No, we just got to guard. I think that's the bottom line. You're always going to make adjustments in the game, but the bottom line is defense is stopping the opponents, and whatever that takes, that's what you do.
How good do you feel taking this defense on the road? I think the last 5 games it's like 35.
Our team has been playing well. Our last outing was at Florida, and I thought we played. I thought our defense was really good in that game. We needed one more play, one more stop, and we didn't get it. But different game. It's a different game. It's going to have its own characteristics, and we'll see. It's a big game for Auburn. It's a big game for us.
I know the kids have bought into this newfound defense the last few games. Have you had to adjust your mindset at all when you're looking at games in the 60s and 61-41, that kind of set, other than the up-tempo?
No, I think if you look at, the numbers, we're getting up, we're getting shots up, we're just making it. And I go back to the South Carolina game. We probably missed 8 to 10 dunks with dunks and layups. We missed them. So you make those, the percentages changes on that, and your score changes. The game against Mississippi State, we scored 30 points. You end up winning by 20. We shot the ball. There's no question we shot the ball quite a few times. We missed some layups as well. I just imagine, the key is you got to have a common denominator, and that's been our defense. Defense win your games, and offense can win your games as well. But I think when the offense really is kicking in our gear, I think we're really a dangerous team because your defense is good and your offense is good execution as well.
I know Michael Walls played last game, but he limped as he walked off the court. Is he 100% back now? After a couple days, or how's he looking?
I don't think he's 100%. I don't think he was 100% going in that game. But he'll play. But he's not 100%. And it's a mind thing, I think, more than importantly. You go out there and you just got hurt, and in your mind, you're thinking about if it happens again. So, but he just got to play his way through it. That's all. And so we'll practice today, and we'll go play and see what takes place.
Big plays like dunks and really exciting plays are great. There's still only 2 points, but how important are those kind of dramatic plays on the road to take the crowd out of it?
I think the scoring is the biggest dramatic play on the road, not necessarily a dunk. But I think the dunk at home is a little different because it excites people, it gets your guys pumped up. I don't think you have that as much effect on the road, but I think answering the call, answering the bell when a team makes a run, you got to have a silencer, and that is, whether you get a basket, and it could be a dunk, it could be a three-point shot, or it could be a free throw. I think that's the biggest key. When you got to stop the bleeding. Let's say if there's some bleeding going on, we got to stop the bleeding. How do you do that? Let's get a bucket. Let's get to the free throw line, so we can hopefully get into our defense.
Just what are your thoughts on Bruce Pearl being back in the league and what a guy like that brings to being back in the SEC?
Say it again now?
Just what are your thoughts about Bruce Pearl being back in coaching in the SEC? What he brings to
Well, I mean, Bruce is a good coach. He's got a flair. I mean, he likes to promote, and I mean, he's an intense guy. He's a competitor, just like we all are. So it's another good coach in our league.
Bobby's run right now with 8 of 10 double-doubles in conference play. Just the game he's playing right now for you guys.
I said on my teleconference today, he's really improved from last year. He grew some. He got stronger. He's playing to that length and playing a lot stronger. He's really attacking the basket inside, hook shots, offensive rebounds, really going to the glass offensively. And more importantly, he's having fun. I think he is enjoying the playing and competing against the various teams that we played, against the people he played. He had a chance this summer to go against some of those guys, and so now he gets to do it in a game setting. So his confidence is real high right now.
You can compare his confidence, his outgoingness, I guess, compared to last year a little bit. It seems like he's come out of his shell a lot.
I just think maturity has really trickled in, and some of that, a lot of it has to do with Bobby. I think it has to do with his teammates. I think he stepped into a leadership role, one that he was. In high school, he was that guy, I'm sure, was the leader of that team. He was a little reluctant last year because he was a freshman. And so now, he's one of the best players on your team. And so I think he relishes that. And what better guy than a guy like Bobby, who I think he displays it on and off the floor. And I think that's why, our guys respond to him. He displays it. I mean, he's genuine about it. And like I say, he just having fun. He's enjoying being a college student, athlete, and a college basketball player, and playing some real good basketball right now. And I think it's very, very critical for our basketball team when you got a guy that can give you that presence. It puts a lot of pressure, puts a lot of attention on him. And so that's why I'm looking forward to some other guys really starting to step up, and because he's going to be a target. People are going to target him. But I think he has the discipline. I think he has to make sure other guys are doing what they need to do if all the attention comes to him.
You didn't have as many at Florida as you'd like. How critical is it to be in attack mode tomorrow night on the road and kind of develop some offense?
Well, that's going to be important. I think we can't settle. We've seen a lot of teams play a lot of zones, and I think there are times where we settle. But I think as we get the tempo up to how we want to play, and Auburn's a team that's going to get up and down the floor. They won't hold the ball, and so we've got to be in attack mode as well. I'm sure they will too.
You guys are back in the top 25 poll today at 24 in AP. What are your thoughts on that, getting back in the poll?
Well, I always said, and you probably get mad at me, that's great for the, for the fans, great for the university, but our focus is, just to get better every day, and you want to be in the polls when it's all said and done. That's my take on that. I mean, it's great for the university. It just tells me that we're going in the right direction. I think last year we were one of those teams that, people just kind of receive votes, talk about you a little bit, and now it just seemed like we're in and out of it. But that ain't important to me. What's important is that we get better as a program, we get better as a team, and we want to be there when it's all said and done. That's the bottom line. That's the focus of this coaching staff, of our basketball team. When it's all said and done.
Auburn press the way Tennessee does? I mean, is it similar?
They're pressed. They're pressed. They're man-to-man, yeah. They'll mix it up. So that's why I say it'll be an up-tempo game. Two teams going at each other.
How important is this stretch for you this week with the back-to-back road games?
I think it's very important. I mean, when you look at the last 4 weeks, we got 4 weeks, I think, in the season. And I think people are just trying to, first of all, finish up the conference race and then just kind of put themselves in a position for that next season, which is the postseason. So this game is like any other game. It's important. This week is like any other week. It's very important.
How much does it help to have a guy like Bobby doing what he's doing and the growth that he's had to maybe show the kids, you know, to recruits and whatnot, to say this is what we've done with a kid, and to have an example like that who's here now as opposed to someone who was here in the past? How much does it help?
I think it's who we are. I mean, it just follow our program. I mean, the years I was here with Coach Richardson at UAB, I mean, you go like, where are these guys? Who are these guys? Missouri, who are these guys? Who is J.T. Tiller? I mean, who is DeMarie Carroll? And so to me, all this shit says is that we're consistent in what we do. Now Bobby comes here as a true freshman, and obviously his development has been, you know, a lot of that credit goes to him. But I think with what we do, I think it speaks volume in terms of our program and what we're about.
Since it's Auburn Arena Open, Arkansas's never lost there. Does that give you a good feeling going there?
Bobby's next game is going to be a challenge. I mean, it's a different year, different team, different coach, different philosophy. So we got a work cut out for us. We got to play awful well.